person who's going to help you, maybe in a shop, or if you're a stewardess, or I don't know. I think it's okay.
Do you think that it's necessary for employee wearing uniform?
um, Again, it depends very much where you work. For example, I'm a sales assistant, and I don't need to wear a uniform. I need to wear conservative clothing, and I need to look smart. I need to look nice, but I don't need to wear a certain dress code.
Do you think that wearing uniform has a relation with the working performance?
Working for what?
Working performance แบบว่า relation with the working performance.
Do you understand?
No, sorry.
If you have a uniform, it make a better than it is better if you don't use for work. If you have a uniform, it's better than don't use or not. What do you think about it?
Do you have it on writing so I can look at it?
I can't. It's card and selfie.
คือไง
Oh, okay.
อ๋อจะดูคำถามถ้างั้นต้องเปิดคำถาม
I'll
เอาใหม่
just
กันถาม
repeat
ใหม่
it again. Like, maybe I just...
I it's like if you have a uniform and another one don't have it.
Oh, and another one don't have it,
Do
yeah?
you think it's two people have a different for the working? The uniform has a better than or not?
I think either everyone has to have one or no one has to have one.
It's not about a uniform. Do you think that or not? It's about uniform or not for the work?
I don't think I understand the question. So sorry,
In
like...
Thailand, we have to use the uniform.
Oh.
Every school, every university,
okay.
we have a problem with that.
Okay.
I want to know another city have a youth uniform. Every school, every university, every
Oh, if we
enterprise.
have it where I live, for example. Is that what you're asking?
I want to know is it better if we don't have it? We don't like to wear it.
Okay. Now I understand, sorry. Well, I suppose that some places it's very good to have a uniform because some people don't have as much money, so if you maybe go to school and some people wear very expensive clothing, and some people are not able to do that, that'll, separate people in a way.
Cost is many costs.
And I think that might make it uncomfortable for some students, maybe some work employees. So it sort of makes people equal to wear a uniform.
One more time, please.
I would say that because some people don't have as much money as other people,
Yes,
then if you go and wear the clothes that you have and you have a lot of money, then some people might feel really bad because they can't afford to wear the same clothes. So a school uniform makes people more equal.
It's up to the people who make it's up to people who make a lot of money who don't have about that.
Yeah.
And question number 5.
Suppose you are CEO. Do you think your company have to wearing uniform or not?
Where I work, well, we're very casual in Denmark, where I come from. So we would never really wear uniform unless you were maybe a stewardess or a policewoman or a nurse or something, like the very official industries. But where I work, really I just have to look really professional and smart and
It's for
nice.
some job.
Yeah. it's only for very specific jobs that you have to have a uniform. But I wouldn't mind having a uniform.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
My name is พัชรมนจันพิทักษ์ Number 15 ID 5 7 0 6 3 9 1 Section 13. Question number 1. I'm very excited because in everyday life I don't speak English. Before I talk to her, I spend a lot of time because I'm excited. When I practice my question, I speak English very well, but when I talk to her, I speak English not good. Fortunately, she can understand my question, but some question she don't understand. So I need my friend to help me. If my friend not help me, I could be in trouble. Question number 2. I learned it is not necessary to use uniform as except you are nurse, teacher, and police, something like that. Have to has a uniform to respect your job. Example, she is a sale. She don't want have to uniform, but she want to be look good and confident. Question number 3. Suppose I am CEO. I don't want employee have to uniform. Employee don't have to buy uniform of company, and human resource department you can skin would respect of company.
Okay.
Hello, I ask you what you think about employee uniform.
Okay.
Yes. What do you think about it?
Uniform is okay.
And do you think is have to use the uniform? Is it have to use it or not?
I think it's optional.
Oh, in your country is normally to use a uniform.
Not all companies using it.
Do you think it's a relation with a skill and it's made a better skill if you have a uniform or not?
I think uniform is good for public employees,
Oh.
but if you not working with people, it's not necessary.
Some people say if you use the uniform, is in the root of the uniform, it make you don't have a freedom, and we don't have a freedom if you use uniform. What do you think about it? Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree. It may be just a rule in company, so it's you have freedom not to work in this company.
Thank you. And if you suppose if you are the CEO, do you think your enterprise have a uniform or not, and why?
I think not, because I think in my company it will be work with public, not public work.
And thank you very much. My name is Warapipat Fu, number 19, section 13, ID 5708974. Question number 1. I feel very exciting before I go to ask someone. I go to interviews and many people. When I go to ask to someone, I start. Would you mind? Excuse me. Would you mind if I ask some question for my project? And he is like stunned. What he want for me to do something, and I'm very scared. I really think he understand me or not, or he feel I fear he is a jet lag or not, or he okay for my question, for my ask he something or anything else. And when I start talk with someone, it's okay if he can speak with me, if he and me understand. I can speak with someone. I feel fun a little bit, and when I speak and I can't think, when I say and he say me calm down or easy or relax, I have a relax with them. He helped me very much, and I would thank you very much. And when I finished the 5 questions, I talk with anything else, anything. Tell who are you? What is your name? Where you come from? You come travel or not? Or anything, many things. I talk with him. It's maybe fun, and after I finish that, I really proud about it. Question number 2. I learn is a big 2 thing. First is thing about combination. Is I can't remember the long question, and I have to remember the short question, and I translate the question is use the easy word to make him understand. It's easy. I can't remember the long sentence, but I have to use easy word to make him understand me. It's easy if you talk with someone when you face to face. You can use the body language or something else. It's easy more than you call with someone via your phone. Yes, it's maybe it help me very much. It make me learn how to communication with someone, and anything is I learn about. My topic is uniform. I like this guy because he tell me he tell me what is the benefit of the uniform. The uniform have a benefit when you meet someone. It have a you know who you are. It have a know who you work at. It have a benefit when you meet the customer, when you meet the people. Yes, it's people don't think it's a problem because he see what is the benefit of that. I like that. I feel that really much because I can't see the benefit of the uniform, and I think it's a problem. I think it's don't have to use as it's don't necessarily, but when I talk to him, I think it's necessary now. And question number 3, I think is have to tell a lot of people in Thailand. He think is have a problem of the uniform because he don't understand what is the benefit of that.
use the uniform, but I don't know why. I don't know why I use uniform for what. I don't know why I have to use uniform. I use uniform because somebody tell me to use as and another people use as, and we have the question mark and why I have to use that. I have to when if I am the CEO or boss or in the company, I don't tell somebody hey you have to use uniform, but I have to tell him what is the benefit of the uniform. Another thing else about that, I don't want to tell him you have to do that, you have to do that, you have to do that, but you have to tell him what is the benefit of us. And some company don't want to use uniform because you don't have to go to make some customer, make some for the other people, but I think uniform has a benefit of another thing. Extension. Like me, I'm working with a programmer. Programmer don't want to have a uniform, but if I can shoot, I can work with that. I have to make a uniform, have a big coat and protect the coal because programmer have to work in the coal room. Yeah, and is question number 3 I want to answer was you don't want to tell him, you tell him to have to do that, but you have to tell him what is the benefit of that. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm Jalani. I'm student from Rangsit University. What's your name?
I'm Iris
Iris. Where are you from?
from Holland.
Orleans. Okay, we have 5 questions to ask you about uniform. The first one, what do you think about wearing uniform for work?
I think in many cases it can be useful. I think if you work in a factory or if you do some form of hard labor, it can protect your clothing or your body. Or if you work in a service-oriented job, it is clear to people, oh, she's a stewardess, or oh, she works at the service desk or something like that.
So you think that is necessary?
In some jobs, I think some jobs are fine without, maybe better, and some jobs I think it's necessary.
I see. So some people say that wearing uniform is a restriction of freedom. What do you think about that?
It depends, I think. I think that in many cases uniform can be versatile. For example, I worked somewhere where we had to wear a uniform, but then if you wanted to wear a hijab, you could get a hijab with it.
Yeah.
So I did not wear one, but my colleagues did wear one. So I think it was sort of freedom within restriction in a way. So I think that's a solution.
And if you are CEO, you know, the head of officer,
Yes.
you want or you need to your employee to wear uniform.
It depends on what it would be, I think. I don't. It depends. If the uniform has a certain goal with it, I would make people wear a uniform, I think. But if it's not necessary, I would just say you can wear whatever you like, or I don't know. I think I would ask the employees what they would like. Maybe. Maybe would they want to wear a uniform? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
student from Rangsit University. What's your name?
Sam,
Sam. Where you come from?
America, California.
Do you working or student?
I am working.
So I want to ask you about what do you think about employee uniform?
Employee uniforms like at work?
Yes.
That's interesting. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. And I'm not a fan of really having a standard of dress that you need to abide by. I think you should be able to kind of do whatever works for you. And obviously that should be within reason, but I think it should kind of be left up to the person. If you're in a service job or something where you need to identify yourself, then a uniform is essential. But I work at a business, and having a uniform would be a little annoying to me.
Oh, I see. And do you think that necessary for employee to wear a uniform?
Depends on the job. You know, like a security guard or someone working at a store, if you need to identify them, definitely need a uniform. But in a business, I don't think so.
Oh, I see. And do you think wearing uniform is a relation with a working performance? Do you think that?
I do think so, and I think it can go either ways. So for me, I think it would make me perform less well, and I think other people might perform better, and that's why I personally think you should kind of be able to do what you want. Because I know if I had to wear a uniform, I would be uncomfortable and I wouldn't be able to work as well. So, yeah.
Some people say wearing uniform is a restriction of freedom. Do you agree or not? Why?
I agree more with that. Mainly because I feel like a uniform can say something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that to the person wearing it. It may only to the person making them wear it. And so for me, it's more like, well, if I want to, you know, be comfortable in my own skin and what I'm doing, then it's a little bit of a restriction for me. But in some situations, I do think it's advantageous or even an honor to wear a uniform. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
If you are CEO, head of office, you need your employee to wear a uniform.
I would set a dress code. I would not have a uniform.
Oh.
I would say you have to dress appropriately, but we don't need to have a uniform if I was the CEO.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
no
ขอบคุณค่ะ One, when I arrived at the airport, in the first second, I feel like I have many butterflies flying in my stomach. That means I very worry about this project. At the same time, I also find a foreigner who lucky with my interview for long hours. But finally, I got one foreigner to answer my question. Indeed, I'm very scared about foreigner who will reject my interview, and I'm scared that they will not understand my question. But I just try it. And this is a good opportunity for me. Why? Because that improve my skill and show how much I can speak with them, how much they can answer my question, and also I can prove and be confident more than the past. 2. They say wearing uniform is the only personality. Some of them said they agree to wear uniform if you work for police, pilot, air hostess, soldier, something like this. This job have to wear uniform because that prove who you are, who you work with. But the opposite, for work office, freelance, photographer, or model, you have not to wear a uniform anymore. Because They think that wearing uniform is praise your style, that force your color which you want to wear. And also they said, the foreigner said that wearing uniform is restriction of freedom. Why? Because especially if you are Muslim, you cannot wearing hijab. If you want to work at some company who not allow you wearing hijab, that means you must put off your hijab. So you lose chance. And they also said that wearing uniform is show your authority. If you are police soldier, because if you're not wearing uniform of police or soldier, you order something or order some recommend, they will not follow yours. So this is a uniform can help you. And 3, uniform is important, but not for me, because I dream to be on a business. So I don't need to my employer to wearing uniform, because the wearing uniform is depend on their ideas, their powers, their ability, not about uniform. But uniform is just one part of this. For my business, will successful because of manpower, not clothes of manpower. This is why I use uniform. I don't need to use uniform for my own business. Thank you so much.
What do you think about wearing employing uniform?
I think it's actually a good thing, because I believe that it makes a place look professional. That would be my answer.
And number 2, do you think about that is necessary for employing to wear uniform, and why?
Well, I think what it causes is it makes everything look professional. It also makes it so that there's a code within the business that you have, so that the employee doesn't show up dressed like she's going to a disco, or he's going to a disco. It makes the place look professional, and it keeps a code of conduct also. Yes.
Do you think that wearing uniform has a relation with the working performance, and why?
Can I read the question? I'm just gonna read this question here that you just asked me. Do you think that wearing uniform has a relation with the working performance, and why? No, I don't believe it would actually make a worker a better worker because he's wearing certain clothes. You could put Superman's uniform on me, but it doesn't make me Superman, right? Yeah. I can only do what I can do. So I guess I don't think, no, it would not. It would not increase their performance. The employer themselves, if you want to work somewhere and the requirement to work there requires you wear a uniform, well then either A, if you're not happy with wearing a uniform, then go work somewhere else. But I don't think it restricts freedom. You're free to say, no, I don't want to work here if I have to wear this uniform. So it would be completely up to the person who is going to get employed, whether they believe it restricts their freedom. If it restricts their freedom, then go work somewhere else where you don't have to wear a uniform. Very simple. Yes.
If you are CEO, you want your company have wearing uniform, and why? Or not?
Have to wear a uniform, and why? You think your company have to wear? The CEO is the executor, right? He's the tie at the top, the chief, right? Of staff, and he basically owns the company. It's just based on professionalism. It's just like in your schools right now. Even I'm looking at you guys, right? And He's wearing a uniform that basically all the men would wear at your school, I'm assuming, right? Everybody has to wear this. All the ladies have to dress accordingly also. So I don't think the boss is the person that actually delegates what you're going to do, which is okay because he's the boss. You know what I mean? But you can choose, if you didn't want to go to this school and wear this uniform, then you would just say, no, I am not going to this school. I'm going to go to a different school because I don't like this uniform, right? You know, but the boss is the guy that actually is the person that tells you what's going on. It's completely in your hands whether you want to do it or not, right? So the nature of the question, suppose if you are a CEO, do you think your company would have to wear uniform or not? It's completely in the eyes of the person that actually is the CEO. You know, I might think that you can come to work dressed like you're going to go to the disco or go dancing. You know what I mean? But might not be appropriate because maybe my company build buildings. You know what I mean? And wearing high heel shoes is not going to be good for the work environment. You're probably going to get hurt. So I think there is. It's completely whatever's happening in that area that you're working at, and what you're doing. It's kind of, you know, like if all you're doing is selling popcorn on the side of the road, I'm pretty sure a uniform doesn't really apply, right? You know, in a professional sense, you know. But if it came to, you know, building buildings, well, then you should be dressed for construction. If you're working in IT, you should be dressed professional also, right? You know, but the uniform thing, I'm not so sure about how it really. It just goes from business to business to business to business. That would be my answer, right? It's about as good as I can say it. Yes. I wish you guys good luck with your project. Yes.
Question number 1. When I went to foreigner, I was excited and worried because the interview went beyond 5 questions to ask before starting. I need to talk, expand, introduce myself, and ask for permission to interview. It is practice English language and to survive the event as well. Question number 2. I am agree with him said that the wearing uniform is make a best look performance. I think that a company had to wear uniform. It looked like a same team. And he said about wearing Superman uniform. I think that it's true. If you wear a Superman uniform, but you don't have power to protect the world, you are just a normal person. You aren't a Superman. As same as you wearing uniform, it hasn't a relation with the working performance. Except for some careers like engineer, they're wearing uniform to save and protect them life. Question number 3. In work, wearing a uniform doesn't have any impact on performance, but we should follow the rules of the company rather than whether to put or not put. We should improve ourselves better because a good employee doesn't depend on employing uniform.
What do you think about wearing employee uniform?
I think it's good because it identifies who you are.
Do you think that is necessary for employee to wear uniform? Why?
Yes, I think it is because it, one, looks professional, two, it identifies who they are working for, and it's easy for customers and other people to identify who they are.
Do you think that is wearing uniform has a relation with the working performance?
Yes, I think that that if you wear a uniform correctly and it's clean and it fits properly, the person who is wearing that uniform feels more professional.
The people say that is uniform is a restriction of freedom. Do you agree?
No, not at all.
If you are CEO, do you think your company have to wear uniform?
I think that if they are working with many people coming in a business, that I'd like to have them wear a uniform because they can identify with that business, my business.
Okay, thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
That was too easy.
At the time, I was very excited and my hand felt cool, but the polliner also kind and gave me a smile. In addition, he said good luck to me after the interview. Question 2. Wearing a uniform was look professional. This made other people knew who wear, so that they could be easily recognizable. And also distinguish them for the service they did, for which lesson with him disagree with wearing the uniform was restriction. Question 3. In the future, if I have an opportunity to work with wearing the uniform, I will try my best, develop and improve myself to be a professional person. This uniform make people know where they come from and also who they are. Moreover, wearing a good uniform make people look professional and to make a believable for the customer.